we were saying stuff about a meeting that was going on in Russia, and we had a program right here, and I said, da 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 da, right? And the next day, something happened. The next day, something happened. And then Allah make people do dumb stuff if they dumb, right? And my so-called friend, when the white folks came over and they was going to Syria, what did they do? They say, you like Medea Benjamin them, you stay here with them. He was mad as he could be. Remember that? Syria, and we're going to talk about rebellion and stuff. We don't want you here. See, these dummies think that you cannot set stuff up once and then you don't have to touch it anymore. It takes a life of its own, right? I already know we got a protection hovering around. This stuff that go on, it ain't possible. I don't care what anybody say. I already know. You know, of course, I believe it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah have Negroes, angels, and Arabs, and everybody else doing stuff. And then, how more accurate could we be on Boss Man? That's enough. The accuracy about what we talk about, good God Almighty. That's enough. Okay, I'm going to speed up. I'm going to stay on the battle phase. I talked about Fleeta, George, bunch of cars. So we could ask the question, why me? But we won't go into that. Africa, big Negro, Wealth East Oakland Enterprise. Well, we showed where we was coming from way back, and we done stayed on the trail when there was a core of black nationalism and black wealth acquisition. We was right there in the front row doing it, and we did it in Oakland, just the right size, just about everything. It was fine. Okay, so we have here a semi-clown which says those Negroes. It's talking about Abdul Malik, Mukhtar, Hashim. Abdul Jalil used to live right next door. That boy is really something. The brothers, do you remember the brothers when the brothers would say, please kick him out from being I mean, I had him in charge of physical fitness and security. He was the less secure man. He used to lie so bad. Yeah, you tell him anything. I used to do this and I used to box. I said, shoot, that ain't nothing. I said, I won a championship when I was 14 years old. And da, 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 da. He was lying. I would just lie right along with him. And just, I wouldn't even bat an eye. So this nigga's lying. You know what I mean? And the old boy to sit here and eat up everything during Ramadan, this is his best friend. I don't know why he keeps coming, but he come and he takes a plate. Boy, I'm telling you, or several plates. Whatever you give him, he's going to eat it. You're not going to, don't have to worry. He's going to eat it. I know he had a U-Haul over there at the house and he owed money. I said, you ain't going to sneak out of here tonight, are you? No, no, no. You know, what's the name was with him? They loaded up and they snuck on out. I didn't jump. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so why me? Why is this easy? Why do we feel fortunate, lucky? You know, sometimes the training, what's them guys, them SEALs and all that, the training they do is harder than probably anything they're going to do, you know what I mean, in a real fight. I mean, they're not going to have to do no 100 pull-ups on one finger. I mean, they have not that, but they do stuff like that. They have to stay under the water 2 or 3 minutes. Now the record is way up around 4 minutes or something like that. But they do all of that stuff. You're not gonna get in a battle where you usually have to do the training. So the training, that's why we cruise through on this, because the training that we've been through was harder than the fight. The fight we going through is what you watch. We take it like it is. Nothing. And then old dumb white man trying to scare you, that's the boss man. You got to get a new game. You making a nigga laugh. I tell you, I swear to that. If you want to get me, you keep on doing that, and I'm going to laugh myself out to death. The best way to get rid of me is just do more of what you're doing, and you might get me laughing. I just might every time I sit up, I just start laughing. That's the only way they're going to do it, because ain't nothing that's working. I might laugh myself to death. I mean, to where it's already hurting. Okay, we're going to speed up. We're clowning Negroes. Okay. The long range and the short range, they just wasn't. We're in the championship rounds now. And boss man never had to mess with nobody that did any rounds. He knocked everybody out in the first round. I don't know anybody who went over 2 rounds with him. And here we are, we up in the 300th, the 400th, the 500th round. We said in our paperwork, y'all probably saw it, we trained at that time, that was years ago, that was almost 10 years ago. We trained for 500 rounds already. So that's why you never see us all depressed, tired. And if we are tired, we're resting because that's what we're supposed to do. It don't make no difference what boss man think. I did this, I put stuff in his coffee and put him to sleep. Good. You know how I look at that? If you put stuff to put me to sleep, you say you resting me up. No, he's resting me up. That's what he's doing. He's resting me up. Because remember, long range. I'm alive now. All of my friends are dead. They're all dead. And I'm talking about another 25 years. So, boss man don't have to know what he's doing. Allah is saying, well, go and give him some of this here. It'll calm him down. It'll cool him down. And he'll take it easy. He's getting plenty. So finally, I'm going to get the right exercise, the right snooze. And, it's unbelievable. It's wonderful. See, look, I have thicker confidence. I have confidence that Allah is God. Muhammad is his messenger, and Islam Medina. So I actually believe that. If you believe it, whether it's true or not, if you believe certain things, you're going to act according to what you believe in, right? And if you believe in it hard enough, you may be able to even put something into effect that's not even true. White folks believe in white supremacy, right? And they put it into effect because Allah wanted them to put it into effect at that time. We believe, can you imagine that there is a being that put all of this stuff together? I mean, the whole universe, that we don't know how much of it is, and it all works in perfect harmony together. Hey, man, there's people say it's an accident or evolution. Nigga come out of a frog and the frog turn into something other, and they can say all they want. It would take a zillion years for that to happen. A zillion years. One person said, how long would it take a monkey in a room to type out the Declaration of Independence without no mistakes? Right? He would be, that's their theory, like that this is all accidental. So a monkey just run and get all over. It would never happen. He would never type out anything coherent, especially things that need sentences that fit and all, and it has to be a special thing. Couldn't do it. Everything here fits. Everything fits. Everything fits. Everything reproduces its own. So anyway, that's who we hooked up with. And we believe that that being is watching over us. We actually believe that. And I personally believe that everything I went through in Jahiliyyah was for this. And each step of the way, it was a trial. All of it, everything that you have, all the money, all the ladies, everything that runs everybody else crazy, all the fame and all of that, right? And then all the wealth, and every time you got owed the wealth, it was giving it away, even up to the day. When we have money to school, we gave $500,000 we put in. You could have seen it, right? School was there for 10 years. We had to pay heating. You know how long, that big old thing out there all day long, right? And not only that, but if the kids needed to go on a field trip, well, they would go. They would say, they don't have the teachers. They don't have the money, so they can't go. I said, hell, take them on. How you going to set somebody back here and everybody else going over there? And everybody know that he ain't got no money. I said, we don't do that at this school here. They had to stop me. The meals we cooked? I used to cook it. I don't know if you remember. I used to cook it for everybody, every day. And the kids wanted crap like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They did. But the teachers, they'd be sitting in the cut waiting. As soon as they go through, you know what I mean? And anyway, so they said, might as well stop doing that for them. So they started having pizza on Thursday. And I said, boy, these poor children. I said, if you want to feed them that crap, you can. It's okay with me. My hands are tied. Anyway, let me speed up. So the training is harder than the fight. Well, I try to skip over some of this, but when I used to run marathons, I couldn't run hardly as fast as nobody else, but I could run further. I'd do the distance. And I was lighter than now. I weighed about 198, something like that. Now, what I was doing was I could carry a lot of stuff with me. that big, so I was carrying a lot of liquid, and then before we'd have a marathon, I'd do carbohydrate loading. You know what I mean? Like eat a lot of pasta, stuff like that. First, you starve yourself, and then you eat a lot of pasta or carbohydrates. You don't have no carbohydrates in you. But before the race, the day before the race, you fill up on spaghetti and all that. That's carbs. That's energy. So 26 miles wasn't nothing for me. But I wouldn't run with no crew because you'd have people bunching up, just running a certain speed. Then people go zoop. I wouldn't run with them because they'd burn you up. You know, they would burn me up because I couldn't run as fast as they're cruising, but I had a good pace. And that's what you learn, that, hey, maybe you're a distance